I now give the floor to His Excellency Bocchit Edmond, Minister for Foreign Affairs and Worship of Haiti.
Mr. President, I wish at the outset, on behalf of the President of the Republic of Haiti, His Excellency Mr. Jovenel Moïse, to convey to you our warmest congratulations on your election to the presidency of the 74th session of the General Assembly, and we assure you of the fullest support of our delegation for your leadership of our work. It would be remiss of me if I did not congratulate your distinguished predecessor, Madam Maria Fernanda Espinosa Garces, on the excellent quality of her work during the 73rd session of the General Assembly. I also wish to hail the remarkable work of the Secretary General, Mr. Antonio Guterres, at the helm of our organization, and more particularly hail him on his undeniable efforts to focus everyone's attention on the pressing need to work hard to meet the legitimate needs and aspirations of all the peoples of the planet. I encourage him strongly to continue his efforts to galvanize the necessary financial resources to tackle, as part of a renewed and strengthened multilateral effort, the various threats to international peace and security, and to promote the effective implementation of the 2030 Sustainable Development Agenda. The future of humanity hinges on this, for if we fail to respect the many commitments that we freely undertook in recent years, we may never see the world that we, the people of the United Nations, have been calling for with all our hearts since the adoption of the Charter of the organization. On the eve of the commemoration of the 75th anniversary of the creation of the United Nations, I believe it is absolutely essential that we reboot our collective responsibility. We must all remain mobilized around its principles, aims, pillars of action, and objectives, with our minds on the future generations who will judge us on our sense of responsibility and solidarity. Mr. President, I am pleased to see that the general debate in this session has been strongly characterized by calls of support for multilateralism, as suggested in the central theme, galvanizing multilateral efforts for poverty eradication, quality education, climate action, and inclusion. This theme is a reminder to member states of the organization, and indeed to all stakeholders, if a reminder were still needed, of the path toward sustainable development and global peace. It was with great satisfaction, therefore, that I noted that the high-level meetings convened by the Secretary General and by yourself, Mr. President, were in the same spirit of promoting the implementation of the commitments under the SDGs, the guarantee of universal health coverage, and the imperative of development financing and supporting small island developing states. It is my hope that we will all understand the need to move from solemn declarations to concrete actions and initiatives that are commensurate with present and future challenges. Mr. President, I would like to ask everyone to direct their kind attention to the alarming increase in the number and scale of forest fires and fires taking place in recent years. Allow me to renew my deep and sincere solidarity with all countries and all populations most severely affected by these fires, as well as my unconditional support for cogent initiatives geared essentially to preventing such fires. What is at stake is everyone's welfare and the preservation of our planet. Mr. President, closer to home, on the 1st and 2nd of September this year, Hurricane Dorian brought death and desolation with severe destruction to the people of the archipelago of the Bahamas, and more particularly the islands of Abaco and Grand Bahama, which I might add are also home to many migrants from my country. This brother country is facing the most serious humanitarian emergency in its history. I reiterate my fullest solidarity with the authorities and the people of the Bahamas, as well as my call for greater support from the international community to the efforts being made by Bahamians. Our thoughts are also on the floods that recently struck Haitian towns of Gonaïves and Petit Goâve, and which led to significant loss of life and property. The government of Haiti is doing its best to continue to provide the necessary assistance to the victims and to deal with the root causes of this phenomenon. In this context, special attention must be paid to small island developing states that do not have sufficient resources to tackle natural disasters and preserve their environment. It is my country's fervent wish to contribute as best it can to multilateral efforts to address this phenomenon. Mr. President, it is no coincidence that ending poverty in all its forms everywhere is Sustainable Development Goal number 1. Regrettably, it must be noted that the efforts made globally to implement this core goal are far from meeting actual needs. Still today, a huge swathe of the world's population is suffering from poverty and hunger. We will never reverse this sad trend without a huge mobilization of financial resources. There is still a huge lag between our commitments and our actions to end poverty everywhere. As a small island developing state, Haiti will spare no effort, in spite of its weakness and limited resources, to resolutely tackle the root causes of poverty and hunger. Our debate also has the merit of spotlighting the need for greater commitment to quality education. My delegation is convinced that quality education that is also accessible to everyone is essential to economic development and social progress. This, in our view, is the main area in which the guiding principle behind the 2030 Sustainable Development Agenda, Leave No One Behind, should apply. It is through education, more than anything else, that we can tangibly guarantee respect for human rights and the fundamental freedoms of everyone, as well as economic progress and social progress for all peoples. It is our view that public policies geared toward sustainable development must give pride of place to education, development opportunities, and employment for our youths, who are the ones who will actually build the future. Mr. President, more attention must be focused on tackling the various forms of inequality which are deepening across the world. These inequalities widen the gap between us and the principles and purposes of our organization. There can be no doubt that promoting inclusion is one of the key requirements for the effective implementation of the Sustainable Development Agenda as we look ahead to 2030. It is clear that it also means that all peoples and stakeholders will have to be involved in collective efforts to bring about a better world. It is with this in mind that the Republic of Haiti wishes to see greater consideration given to the reiterated requests of the Republic of China, Taiwan, to participate in the activities of the United Nations system. Mr. President, we are 11 years away from the deadline established for achieving the SDGs. Many countries have already made significant progress on this path. Others, on the contrary, despite their efforts, are still lagging behind, contrary to the principle of the 2030 Sustainable Development Agenda, which states that no one should be left behind. In Haiti, our pressing need for recovery and long-term development is still huge and requires massive investment in various areas. Given the current conditions in my country, pursuing the Sustainable Development Goals remains a major challenge. Gargantuan and sustained efforts must be made in the priority areas such as essential infrastructure, quality education, health coverage, mobilization of foreign direct investment, reforestation, protection of the environment, and reviving our agricultural production and supporting productive initiatives as well as access to modern energy and to credit. In this connection, Haiti is proud to have hosted last May a delegation from the Overseas Private Investment Corporation, OPIC, to explore financing tools that would enable Haiti to diversify its economy and to help Haiti meet its development needs through private sector projects. Mr. President, the government of the Republic of Haiti is fully aware of its responsibility to provide the conditions required for security, stability, and the long-term development of the country. Unfortunately, my country has for several months now been grappling with a complex political crisis which is compounding an already tenuous socioeconomic situation that has been affecting us for several decades as well. The President of the Republic is aware of his heavy responsibility and has therefore extended a hand to all stakeholders in the nation with a view to safeguarding our democratic gains and with a view to restoring peace to the country, as well as stability and calm, and to facilitate the broadest possible participation of our citizens in public life. That was precisely the spirit of his message delivered on the 25th of September, on Wednesday. He called for a constructive and inclusive inter-Haitian dialogue intended to lead to the establishment of a national unity government. And by the same token, our head of state is continuing to hold the necessary consultations with all national institutions in a position to facilitate dialogue between the executive branch and the political, economic, and social sectors of our country, geared towards a political agreement that brings social peace and also strengthens our democratic institutions and the political, economic, and social stability of the country. The President of the Republic intends to do everything in his power to find a way to mobilize the main stakeholders in our national and international life around those efforts essential for placing the country irreversibly on the path towards stability and progress. However, the Republic of Haiti cannot get back on its feet without substantial and sustainable, coherent, well-coordinated, and effective support from the international community. Mr. President, several United Nations missions on the ground, especially those of the ECOSOC Ad Hoc Advisory Group, recently took stock of the enormous and multidimensional challenges facing the Republic of Haiti. This is the backdrop to the gradual withdrawal of the United Nations Mission for Justice Support in Haiti, MINUJUST, and the transition towards the United Nations Integrated Office in Haiti, BINU. We take note of the mandate of this new mission, which essentially will consist in advising the government of the Republic of Haiti on ways to promote and to strengthen its political stability and good governance. It is our strong wish to see this new United Nations mission endowed with all the resources necessary for the full accomplishment of its main tasks. It is important that there be enhanced coordination among UN entities in Haiti to ensure that all their actions are in accordance with the priorities established by the government of Haiti. It is therefore essential that the United Nations Integrated Office in Haiti focus and keep its focus on Haiti's economic, social, and environmental public policies. Mr. President, Haiti's stability will require genuine inter-Haitian dialogue, an improvement in the security situation, as well as the promotion of private investment, democracy, justice, human rights, the rule of law, and sustainable development. It is my delegation's wish to share with the peoples of the United Nations the wishes of the Republic of Haiti for achieving a better world where peace, harmony, stability, progress, and welfare for everyone will finally reign. The fact remains that there will be no ideal world without the adoption of a new paradigm for international cooperation, which must absolutely involve an in-depth reform of structures and the way they United Nations functions. This reform must take into account the new realities of the contemporary world. Indeed, the United Nations structures must be more flexible, more open, and more pragmatic, such that the organization can be more proactive and more effective, both in its decision making and in the implementation of the decisions it takes. We are a case in point when we saw a cholera epidemic in Haiti, which led to tens of thousands of victims across the country. Swift and responsible action by the United Nations would have made it possible to limit the harm done and spare the affected populations most of the harm they suffered. It must be acknowledged that encouraging progress was recently made. In the fight to rid Haiti of cholera, thanks to the efforts made by the Special Envoy of the Secretary General and all concerned stakeholders in Haiti, we invite the United Nations to redouble its efforts with a view to mobilizing sufficient and predictable financing for the effective implementation of the strategy to tackle cholera in Haiti. In closing, on behalf of the President of the Republic of Haiti, His Excellent Jovenel Moïse, I convey his most sincere gratitude to all partners and friends of Haiti who support our efforts to improve living conditions for all Haitians. Peace is a universal good. We must strive for peace, such that our plans to promote the welfare of humankind shall not be the mere expression of our dreams, but rather our reality. Thank you for your attention.
I thank the Minister for Foreign Affairs and Worship of Haiti,